You talked about going through a divorce.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to me about that. I mean, that was a very rough time in your life.
Yeah, I mean, that's a failure of my marriage failed, so when you talk about that.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I think so many people in the world go through divorce, so it was not easy, and it was even harder because it was so public, and you know, it was that much harder, people saying different things and all of that, but.
Did you anticipate that the public fallout from the divorce would be as big as it was?
I didn't think anyone would even give it two thoughts, that it would just, you know, be a blurb that we were getting split and that would be it. I had no idea what it was going to turn into.
And what is it about this kind of, because there have been lots of divorces that have been just as volatile, just as messy, but don't get the kind of tabloid headlines that you got. What do you think, what was it about your situation in particular that made it that happen?
I don't know. I wish I was in a different situation at the time, though.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. He and I seem to be in the tabloids often, so whatever, you know. But it was a huge lesson, because I really think that you can't judge people, and you never know what goes on behind closed doors, because what people's perception of and what was really going on was very different, and that was a big lesson for me and, you know, other people's lives too.
And Charlie Sheen has certainly gone through a bit the last few years, and you all have mended fences?
Yeah, no, we've, in the last, I'd say, few years, things have gotten really great with us, and we're very close, and we're good friends, and which is great, because it's, you know, great for our kids. You know, anytime we can, just because we're divorced doesn't mean we, you know, it's the hostility and all that is not fun, and it's not healthy for either one of us or the kids. So that's why it's important.
How'd you get to the point of beginning to heal and reconcile, not romantically, but just as friends?
Well, I think as, this is awful to say, but it's true, when his third marriage started to fall apart, then he and I started to become friendly. And that's, I don't know, from day one I've always wanted to keep the kids a priority and suck it up and for them. But it takes two people to do that, and so he was in a different place later on, and which is good. And so now we, you know, he sees the benefits too when we get along, that it helps the kids. It's not fair to them to be, you know, around parents that can't stand each
absolutely.
other.
What is it about the third marriage failing, you think, that made him come and be willing to? I mean, do you think did he realize, like, you know, maybe it's not her, maybe it's me? I think he failing, maybe it's not, you know. I mean,
I don't know. Maybe he didn't want two people to hate him. I'm not sure. Have to ask him. But you know, I never went out of my way to try to, you know, make things bad. And I, you know, with the kids, it's the best thing for us to get along. So you'd have to ask him.